right, 49ers fans, let's dive straight into the roller coaster that was a recent game, because there's a lot to unpack, and it is not all gloom and doom, despite the scoreboard. From the very first snap, the energy was high and the tension was palpable, the kind that makes every single play feel like it could tip the scales. Walking away from this game, I have a strange mix of optimism and caution. On one hand, there are moments that genuinely make you feel this team is clicking in ways we haven't seen in a while. And on the other, there are mistakes that remind you just how thin the margin for error is at this level of competition. The opening sequence was a whirlwind. The punt, the fumble, the turnover, and then a touchdown. It was chaotic and heart-stopping, yet it set the tone for what would be an emotionally charged afternoon. You could feel the momentum swing like a pendulum, and each play seemed to carry the weight of not just points on the board, but morale and confidence for the rest of the game. What stood out immediately was the offensive line, which, after weeks of scrutiny, delivered a performance that was surprisingly solid. No sacks allowed, a manageable amount of pressure, and moments of real control against one of the top defensive fronts in the league. It was refreshing to see the line perform with cohesion, especially considering how much criticism they have absorbed in recent games. Watching Jones navigate through pressure, complete over 30 passes for significant yardage, and make plays that kept drives alive was a reminder that the offense has tools capable of being elite if executed correctly. Sure, there are turnovers and moments where a lapse could have cost us dearly, but against a defense as formidable as the opponents, even managing to keep the game within reach is no small feat. The defensive side of the ball presented a different story. Injuries have been a recurring theme, and the constant rotation has made consistency a challenge. Missing key contributors week after week, the defensive line had to rely on depth players, practice squad elevations, and constant adjustments. This made moments of vulnerability inevitable, with penalties and missed assignments cropping up at critical junctures. It is not just about talent. It is about rhythm and familiarity, and with so many moving pieces, that rhythm is hard to achieve. Yet, despite these challenges, there were flashes of the defense we expect. Timely stops, pressure in the right places, and plays that hinted at the potential for cohesion once the roster stabilizes. Kyle Shanahan's comments after the game were intriguing. He spoke about relying on an elite offense and the importance of limiting turnovers, emphasizing that mistakes cannot define the outcome if the team wants to compete at the highest level. There is logic in his approach, particularly given the big-picture perspective. Protecting players, managing risks, and planning for playoff positioning all factor into the decisions that might seem questionable at first glance, such as the cautious handling of Brock Purdy. Even if the quarterback could have played, the choice to hold him out reflects a strategy aimed at maximizing long-term potential rather than chasing a single game win at any cost. Chemistry between players remains a key factor. George K. D. and Brock Purdy have built a connection that has proven effective, and even Jones has demonstrated the ability to step in and execute at a high level, though not without hiccups. Drops, false starts, and fumbles at inopportune moments reminded everyone that precision is critical and that mistakes can be the difference between a comeback and a crushing deficit. The special moments cannot go unnoticed, though. Heroic catches, diving first downs, and athletic touchdowns that defy logic and bring fans to their feet. These flashes of brilliance illustrate the raw talent and potential within this squad, even when the outcome does not fully reflect it. The offense moved the ball effectively against a top-ranked defense, showing that the strategy and execution are there when mistakes are minimized. Despite setbacks, there is a sense that the team can compete with anyone if they clean up errors and maintain consistency. Momentum swings and scoreboard disparities can cloud perception, but the underlying performance reveals a team that is capable of contending when fully healthy and focused. The nuances of refereeing, untimely penalties, and situational missteps played a role, but the resilience demonstrated under pressure is encouraging. Even in moments when the scoreboard read unfavorably, the team's ability to recover, adjust, and continue competing speaks volumes about preparation and mindset. The takeaway here is multifaceted. There's a clear path to improvement, a blueprint for how to harness offensive talent, and a reminder of the importance of limiting turnovers and errors. The defensive challenges, while significant, are not insurmountable, and the glimpses of cohesion suggest that stability and rhythm can turn the defense into a formidable unit. The injuries and rotations, though frustrating, highlight the depth and adaptability of the roster. From explosive plays to disciplined drives, from mistakes that sting to moments that exhilarate, the game encapsulated everything that makes football both unforgiving and thrilling. This team, at 6-4, remains in a strong position within the division, and the performance against a top-tier opponent underscores that there is potential to not just compete, but to excel if execution is tightened and key players remain healthy. Fans can find reason to be optimistic while acknowledging the areas that need attention. The blend of raw talent, strategic decision-making, and the occasional brilliance of individual players creates a narrative of a team that is dynamic, resilient, and capable of bouncing back from adversity. The next phase of the season will test that resilience, but there is evidence that when this team is firing on all cylinders, they can move the ball effectively against elite defenses, make critical stops when necessary, and maintain competitiveness in high-stakes scenarios. Even with the setbacks and the occasional frustrations, there's a sense that the 49ers are building towards something meaningful. They are learning from mistakes, capitalizing on strengths, and setting the stage for a push that could redefine expectations for this season. The balance between cautious management, player health, and maximizing offensive potential is delicate, yet the results indicate a team that is aware, capable, and ready to respond when the stakes are highest. Momentum may have shifted at times, but the capacity to regroup, execute key plays, and challenge top-tier opposition paints a picture of a team with both immediate and long-term potential. Picking up where we left off, 49ers fans, the story of this game is really a story of resilience, adaptation, and moments that show exactly why this team deserves attention even when the scoreboard doesn't fully reflect their efforts. The second half brought a continuation of the highs and lows that defined the first, but what stands out is how the team adjusted and responded to adversity. After falling behind early, the offense began finding a rhythm, connecting plays, and capitalizing on opportunities that had seemed fleeting in the first half. Jones, while not flawless, demonstrated poise and the ability to make critical throws under pressure. His decision-making improved as the game went on, and his mobility allowed him to escape tight situations, keeping drives alive and forcing the defense to respect his ability to extend plays. That said, turnovers remain the pivotal factor. A single fumble or interception can swing momentum, particularly against a defense as talented as the one they faced, and the 49ers learned that lesson yet again. Mistakes at key moments cost the team the chance to fully capitalize on their offensive production, but they also provided a clear roadmap for improvement. The connection between receivers and the quarterback became more apparent as the second half progressed. George K.D., for example, delivered several heroic catches that showcased his athleticism, awareness, and chemistry with whoever was under center. Diving to make a first down, stretching to keep a body inbound for a touchdown. These moments were the kind of plays that ignite both the team and the fan base, demonstrating the difference that individual brilliance can make even when the team faces formidable opposition. The running game, while inconsistent at times, provided critical support, keeping the defense honest and opening up passing lanes. Christian McCaffrey contributed with his usual versatility, though there were moments where decision-making on certain plays could have been sharper. Still, the overall balance between the run and the pass created opportunities and highlighted the offensive flexibility the 49ers possess when the line holds up and the skilled players execute properly. Defensively, the challenges were evident, but there were encouraging signs. Despite the rotation of players due to injuries, the team managed to pressure the quarterback, disrupt timing, and force the opponent into difficult situations at times. There were sequences where the defense held its ground, showing that when assignments are executed properly and communication is clear, this unit can compete at a high level. The penalties and mistakes, though, were reminders of the consequences of inconsistency. Jumping offsides, false starts, and missed assignments are costly, and correcting these mental errors is just as critical as physical performance. The game also reinforced the importance of depth and the ability of the coaching staff to adapt on the fly. Substitutions, situational adjustments, and strategic decisions underline the necessity for preparation and flexibility, especially when the roster is impacted by injuries. Shanahan's approach to player management, balancing immediate game needs with long-term health and playoff potential, was evident and reflective of a team thinking strategically rather than just reacting. Special teams had moments that swung momentum, from punts that pinned the opponent deep to returns that offered the chance for explosive field position. Every phase of the game mattered, and small plays often had outsized impacts. It was a reminder that football is the ultimate team sport, and success hinges on consistency across all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. The scoreboard, while disappointing, does not tell the full story. The Niners moved the ball effectively against a top-tier defense, created scoring opportunities, and showed flashes of brilliance that suggest this team can rise to challenges when mistakes are minimized. The ability to recover from early setbacks and adjust mid-game is a testament to the resilience, preparation, and talent of both players and coaching staff. Looking ahead, the upcoming schedule offers chances to capitalize on these lessons. Execution in critical moments, reduction of turnovers, and continued development of chemistry between key offensive players will be essential to translating potential into wins. The offensive line's performance, particularly in pass protection, sets a foundation for the team to build on, while the defense's capacity to find rhythm despite rotations and injuries suggests that stability could unlock even greater effectiveness. Ultimately, this game was a microcosm of the season so far. Moments of brilliance intertwined with teachable mistakes, flashes of potential mixed with areas that require attention. It highlighted the need for consistency, the importance of minimizing errors, and the impact of strategic decision-making. While fans may feel the sting of a loss, there is reason to be optimistic about what this team can accomplish. The raw talent, strategic adjustments, and resilience displayed suggest that, with continued focus and execution, the 49ers are capable of competing at a high level and making a meaningful push as the season progresses. Every play, every drive, and every decision matters, and this team has demonstrated that it can respond, adapt, and keep games competitive even under pressure. Momentum may have shifted back and forth, but the overall narrative is one of a team that refuses to be defined solely by setbacks, showing flashes of excellence that are promising indicators for the weeks ahead. With key players healthy, mistakes minimized, and the offense firing on all cylinders, the 49ers have the tools to make a strong statement in the division and beyond. The foundation is there, the talent is present, and the strategy is sound. It will be about executing consistently, capitalizing on opportunities, and building the kind of cohesion that transforms potential into victories. This is a team with resilience, adaptability, and the skill to challenge top-tier opponents. And that makes every game an opportunity to witness growth, determination, and the pursuit of excellence in real time. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers have begun circulating through the NFL grapevine, and if they prove true, they could send shockwaves across the league. Odell Beckham Jr., one of the most electrifying wide receivers of the past decade, might be heading to San Francisco. The mere suggestion of Beckham in a red and gold uniform has already sparked a frenzy among fans, analysts, and insiders alike. Sources close to the situation claim that talks are ongoing, though nothing has been officially confirmed, leaving the rumor mill spinning at full speed. Beckham, known for his jaw-dropping catches and highlight reel plays, has always been a player capable of changing the dynamic of any offense he joins. His potential move to San Francisco would instantly bolster a receiving core already packed with talent, offering a game-breaking threat that defenses simply cannot ignore. The chatter is that front office executives have been quietly exploring the possibilities, weighing the risk and reward of bringing in a player with Beckham's undeniable talent and, at times, unpredictable presence. Fans on social media have erupted at the possibility. Some envision Beckham reuniting with familiar faces. Others dream of him redefining the team's offensive strategy. Commentators speculate that if the deal materializes, it could be a headline-grabbing maneuver aimed at not only making a statement to rival teams, but also electrifying the fan base in a city that thrives on big moves and even bigger personalities. Yet, as with all high-profile rumors, skepticism remains. Beckham's history of injuries and the price tag associated with acquiring him add layers of complexity to the potential deal. Sources hint that discussions have been intense and high-stakes, suggesting that both sides are carefully evaluating the fit on and off the field. Will San Francisco gamble on a player who can deliver spectacular moments while navigating a sometimes tumultuous career? Or is this just another tantalizing whisper in the endless NFL rumor cycle? For now, fans can only speculate and imagine. The thought of Beckham catching passes in the heart of San Francisco has already ignited excitement and debate, painting a picture of a team willing to shake things up. Whether this story evolves into a blockbuster signing or remains a tantalizing rumor, one thing is certain. The NFL world will be watching closely, and any confirmation could redefine the landscape of the league in ways no one saw coming. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.